Hello again and welcome back down on the farm at Bjornholm, episode 20 with me, Mr. Sealy P. Right, as promised, I'm going to finish off the forage collection, chaff collection, with the forage harvester, the new one that I bought at the end of the last episode. There's a fair bit to collect, so there will be an element of skipping ahead, but as promised, I am also going to try to do one job from beginning to end rather than leaping about all over the place. The other reason being that with the forage harvester you can't set a worker to do this, to do the straw swath collection. You have to do it yourself, so I can't really nip off and do anything else anyway. Although to be fair, I could set other vehicles and other workers harvesting on other fields and that kind of thing, but I thought instead I would just complete one job. It's a good harvester, this one. It's big, very big. Probably a bit over the top for what it does, to be fair, but over the top's good. Said in previous episodes that I do a mod, a Krone Big M, which is a big mower, really. It's just a huge mower, but not only does it cut, it can cut and leave grass on the ground, or it can cut and swath up the grass ready for collection. It's brilliant, and it covers such a big area. So hopefully on Farming Simulator 17, again I've said this before in a previous episode, I hope the mods allow for certain things, whether it's going to be you can choose what mods you download or whether there'll be a selection of mods available to you to download. I don't know, but I really want a Krone Big M. Right, so taking the trailers off to the biogas plant. I could take them with the forage harvester, and the forage harvester has got a top speed of about 26 miles an hour, but I thought to speed up the process a little bit I'll go and get the Tatra, and using the tow bar at the back, take the two Flegels on the back of the Tatra, because that goes at about 40 miles an hour, so it'll be quicker going there and back with the Tatra. Again, it's just a plan, we'll see how it works out. If it doesn't pull particularly well, which it should do, then we'll revert back or we'll do something different, but give it a go, see how it works out. It will definitely hook up. There we go. It looks a bit odd, and again probably an unorthodox use of the vehicle and the trailers, but it does the job. So, off and down to the biogas plant. I do need to do a bit of work with the greenhouses. I still haven't put any manure in there. Job for another day. Right, so I'm going to put it right in the end bay, the one directly opposite the hoppers. I'm intending to fill this bay as much as I possibly can, whether in this episode I should get a fair bit in here. But I've got some silage ready to go in the other bay, down the other end, and this one can be a sort of continual fill up. Whenever I harvest a field and leave a straw swath, I will collect it and bring it down here, and I think at some point, maybe off screen, I will do another maize silage harvest and bring that down here and try and fill this silage bay up as much as possible. So rather than backing up and leaving it all at one end, I'm just going to spread it along the entire length of the bay. Makes it easier for compacting as well, to be fair. But that said, I do need to turn on the automatic help just so I can see how compacted the bay is as I'm doing it. Once I hit 99 or 100%, back off up to the forage harvester. Right, hook back up again and we will carry on. Very versatile truck, that Tatra. As I've said before, I don't do a huge amount of in-cab, and I really should. Just gives a different perspective on everything. It's interesting how the undulations in the ground do affect the movement of the vehicle. Because you think to yourself, just go in a straight line, leave the steering wheel straight, it will go in a straight line, but you find yourself veering, or it bounces, or it moves, or so you're having to constantly adjust. The other reason for having the two Flegels on the back, with a combined load of 64,000, is that when you're doing the silage, collecting the straw swaths for silage, chaffing them, they fill up so quick. Even one of the largest trailers, I think, is only up to 50,000, 49,000, and then you've got the 59,000 cramp that goes in the back of the lorry, but that won't attach onto the back of this. Maybe with a dolly it might. But again, that's only 59,000 with one trailer, so I don't know. Swings and roundabouts. I suppose the difference between 59,000 and 64,000 is minimal. But that was another option. Never really thought of that, actually. Whether or not the dolly will attach on the back of the chrome. So you could have the dolly and the cramp 59,000 litre trailer. Worth trying. I'll have to think about that. Might be worth investing in the dolly. I don't think it's very expensive, and trying that as a configuration. Again, it's a bit peculiar. Probably nothing you would see in real life. A lot of the times these would be operated by a driver, and you would have a tractor and trailer running alongside it. You wouldn't have it filling into its own trailer normally, and it certainly wouldn't be taking it off to its destination. That would be done by a lorry, a truck and trailer, or a tractor and trailer. The harvesters generally, because they're big and bulky, would stay in the field. Ironic really that, having just said that, I've just realised I'm now driving off to the biogas plant with the harvester. I didn't swap onto the Tatra. Never mind. That's most of the way there by that point. That was weird, I was only just saying that. Never mind, it does the job. I think on maps like this, this one not as much, but maps like Westbridge Hills, my other gameplay series on the Westbridge Hills Welcome, because it's much bigger, much more open, you can get away with driving the harvesters along the roads, because if you go onto the verges a bit as you're driving, it's not too bad. A lot of the mod maps, especially the English ones, Knaveswell Farm and ones like that, very, very tight, small yards, narrow lanes, hedges. You just wouldn't be banging up and down those roads in a great big harvester like this, taking stuff to a drop-off point or a selling point. So I suppose what I'm saying is not realistic enough anyway. I have to say though, all the silage I've been doing, that slurry tank at the biogas plant is full, absolutely full. So again, maybe that is an option at some point, is to get a slurry tanker and do in one of the fields closest to there, so you can come back and refill. Otherwise it means then buying a slurry tanker, a liquid tanker to transport more slurry in, so you can keep refilling the slurry tank. It's, yeah, you end up spending a lot of money and having a lot more equipment, when to be fair it's much easier, I guess, to whiz down with the rear mounted sprayer and just fertilise the field. But it kind of gives a bit of diversity, so I think maybe in the interest of making the videos a bit more interesting, I might get a slurry tank spreader. We'll see. Right, on to the next field. That's that one done. Get this field cleared. Just going around the outsides, just mopping up all the odds and ends and the diagonals and just the odds, yeah. And then I'll move on to the straight up and down. Anyway, as I said in the previous episode, after this, clearing this field, that will be the straw swath collection, chaffing for silage, done for the time being. And I think next episode we're going to break out the new sugar beet harvester, because I bought it and then just stuck it in the barn so it's just sat there. But I knew if I didn't buy it then, I'd spend the money on something else and buy another bit of equipment, and then it would get to doing the sugar beet and I wouldn't have enough money to buy it. So it's there, it's waiting to be used. So next episode will probably be sugar beet. Give that a go. I know it's not worth a huge amount, but just for the interest of keeping it a bit varied. We've taken a few loads down now. I think we've done 2 or 3. I think we might get 5 loads, I think 5 full loads all together by the end of it, maybe. So that'll be the silage bay a long way through. Like I said in the previous episode, I'm pretty sure those silage bays are 900,000 litres or something full. So it's going to take a while to fill those bays up anyway. It's a lot of hours just going up and down a field. boring for you to watch, probably boring for me to do. But sometimes, especially if you're saving up with some equipment you want or need, you need to do it. So why making money? You know, the harvesting of crops will pay you day to day, and probably in this instance they'll pay for your machinery costs, your day-to-day running, hiring workers, all that kind of thing. But for some reason on Farming Simulator 15 especially, silage pays big money. Right, another load done and back. We are getting there. We are getting there. So I'm trying to work out what crop to put in next. After I've done the sugar beet, I'm going to do a bit of field work. So a bit of cultivating where a field needs cultivating. Some seeding, sowing, and then some fertilising, maybe even a slurry spreader. But I don't know whether to pick a field and stick some potatoes in. So I haven't done potatoes yet either. Although that is going to mean when they're ready I'm going to need a potato harvester. But again, that's something to aim for a bit further down the road. That's going to be probably a few episodes away, to be fair. But yeah, I might stick potatoes in one. Haven't done potatoes yet. So, meaning I'll need a potato seeder. Field will have to be cultivated first. Yeah, I might do that after I've done the sugar beet. Get a potato field on the go. And then work on a couple of others. Again, like I said, I might do a few of these off screen. Not all of them. I might pick an episode and I'll do a particular field, do the process. But because we've got quite a few fields now that we've harvested, spending 3 or 4 episodes of you just watching me seed the field, you know, you're going to get fed up doing it. So, nearly there. Last few strips. It will all be worth it in the end. Right, really is the last few strips now. We have jumped ahead a couple of loads, but it's all looking good. I will also need, I think, at some point to go down and check on the dairy farm, because I haven't really topped anything up over there for a while, so it'd be worth a look down there. I did straw swath, windrow that grass on field 41, I believe, and I did windrow the hay on 40. So at some point I need to do some baling on 40, some hay bales and silage bales. I probably need to fill up the straw for the dairy cows, because I haven't done those since I started the gameplay series on this. Don't think they've had a top up, so they will need doing. But again, I might do an episode where it's just odds and ends around the place. Again, we'll see. I'm adding to my to-do list again. So this is it, last load. I did stick with the harvester in the end, going backwards and forwards. it just seemed to make more sense and keep stopping, hooking up the lorry truck, whichever you call it, and going backwards and forwards. But again, I suppose for realism's sake I should have done, but I just knew it was going to take a long time. They are going to be sick of the sight of me down here by now. Right, that's not bad. 343,000 litres. 38% full. It's a start. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. On to sugar beets next time. Thanks for watching.